everyone, Ryan and Christina here, episode 3. I'm so excited we made it this far.
3 Trace coming at you.
I love how we pretend like we can speak a different language.
I don't really know much beyond 15 in Spanish.
I don't even know past 10, so good on you. Today we're going to talk about marriage.
We are, and we are very excited because we do it. We're still married.
We do it.
So we definitely do it. We are successfully still married.
But put in there, we are successfully still married with trials through marriage.
A lot of errors.
Yes.
So that is, I think it's going to be awesome. I think people are going to like this one.
I do. I hope so.
And speaking of liking the podcast, we have had great reviews, and I want to read a couple of them on the air before we get into our quick tip and before we get into our...
Sponsor?
Yep.
I know that was the word you were looking for. Okay.
So this one comes from, it looks like Rhino's mama.
You wish you knew her actual name.
I do, but that's what's on the review. It says, this podcast is absolutely amazing. By far one of the best. Their chemistry is on point, and they love and cover every aspect of life in such a witty and relevant ways. Marriage, parenting, emotions, you name it. Relatable and funny, honest, not showy or demeaning in any way. Less self-help and more real life. Excited for more from these two. So that was a great review we got on iTunes. And
yes,
we're gonna
thank
read
you for
them
that.
out.
That means a lot.
We're going to read them out. If you give us 5 stars on iTunes, we will read your review. So we thank you. We've had great reviews so far, and we want to know what you guys want us to talk about. Give us subjects, anything, and we'll dive into it.
I think people need to realize, too, the content of this show is based on an open chat. We're the ones talking, but it's because we want to talk about things that everyone wants to hear about. So giving your input, giving your comments, we can use that. It's an open discussion.
So let's get into today's quick tip.
You're so weird. So our quick tip today was one that I wanted to bring up. It was actually something I was talking to my sister about the other day. But we had put a post on Instagram about how we were going to take a date night. And I said, oh, well, how often do you guys, how often does everybody go on a date night? And this one girl responded, and it was a genius idea that I didn't think about. But she said that her and her girlfriends swap days so that they don't have to pay a babysitter. Because sometimes I do think that money plays a factor, and if you have more than one kid, it can get a little pricey. So by the time you even walk out of the door, you're paying for more than the actual date. So I'm not saying, don't give babysitters a job, but in order to take more time to date, trade off nights with siblings. Like, if you're lucky enough to have family around, if you have a sister or brother, be like, hey, I'll watch your kids tonight. Next week, you come over and watch my kids. If you have a group of girlfriends, swap houses. So, one Friday night, you go to Sally's house, watch her kids, so they go on a date, and then the next night, so you're getting more time to date your spouse. What do you feel about that?
What about wife swap?
See, you always take it above and beyond what I need to do. I don't understand.
Boom! That's for you, boys.
Who's our sponsor?
So, our sponsor today has let me sleep a lot better recently.
Ryan's actually, we talk about this all the time. Ryan always has something to say about all the products that I try out. So when he's actually impressed with one, I kind of give myself a gentle pat on the back. So who donated this mattress?
Leesa Mattress.
Yes.
And for anybody that knows me knows that I wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Like a crazy ass.
Yeah, I like to get a jump on life. And I slept in till 8:45 today. I haven't done that in 5 years.
Listen, he came downstairs and goes, I am so sorry. I was like, what are you sorry for? He goes, Christina, it's almost 9 o'clock. I said, so the mattress is working. I
was afraid the coffee maker had been shut off already because I was late to coming down this morning.
That's how important the coffee is. But no, thank you to Leesa Mattress. They are a direct-to-consumer mattress company. You can find them online. I've actually written a blog about them because I loved it so much. But like I said in my blog, they're super easy to navigate. It's not a lot of bells and whistles. You just go on, find the mattress you want, click, and within a week, you have a mattress.
What we'll do is we'll take that blog. You can find it over on Blissfully Boyce and the blogs, or we will also link it into the No Filter Show blog section.
I will say, too, there is a discount code. Use Blissfully Boyce. You get $100 off your mattress.
Yeah, and it's great. It came in a box. It came in a box on my front doorstep.
when we took the cover off of it and kind of like came to life.
And like the air went in, was like.
That was, wow, well done. Did you hear that over the like airwaves? You're like, wow, I can envision that happening.
Let's put some use to it.
Okay, so anyways, let's move on. All right, what are we talking about today?
Well, let's talk about marriage.
Let's do that. Do you know how long we've been married? Do you know that I also don't know how to talk? How long have we been married?
We have been married 7 years.
That's wrong.
8 years.
And that's also wrong.
8 years.
You just said that.
I said 7.
And then you said 8.
9 years.
Yes.
Wait, you don't even know. She doesn't know how long we've been married.
No.
Good gracious.
No. June 23rd, 2008.
July? June?
No.
Which one?
June 28, 2008 was courthouse. So next year will be 10 years.
Okay.
So
I don't
9.
think people even understand what that means. Go ahead.
No, you talk. I've talked too much.
Wow. I never thought I'd hear my wife say that.
Oh my God, here we go.
Oh my God.
Tell the story.
Okay.
A quick version of the story.
Okay, knocked her up in 2 months.
Oh my God.
That's what happened. We were having a baby.
Okay, yeah, I didn't mean that quick version.
2 months dating, pregnant, decided we wanted to become pregnant. That wasn't even accidental. We were going to be real and be 100.
Hi, parents. First time you're hearing that.
They got 4 beautiful grandchildren. I'm sure they don't care at this point. So, we basically did things the
ass backwards.
Accelerated way, which I don't recommend to anybody, but we did it. And I remember I was working at a TV station one day, and she called me up and said, "Hey, what are you doing for lunch?" And I said, "Nothing. Why? What's going on?" She goes, "Let's go get married."
Yeah, it was crazy.
So I said, "Hey, okay, let's do it." We drove to Walmart, bought 2 fake rings, went to the courthouse, got married, and I didn't even have enough time to get lunch. I had to drive straight back to work. So we did that. That was the first wedding. Second wedding was almost a year later in a church.
Beautiful wedding.
And that's our life.
Yeah. It's been a crazy adventure ever since.
It's definitely been crazy. We've done things the wrong way. We've done things the right way. We've done things ass backwards.
But we've learned from all of it.
But we're still doing them.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the point.
Well said.
We are still doing them together. We can fight like cats and dogs. We can argue. We can disagree. We are far from the perfect couple.
I always laugh because, so a lot of people don't do like the horoscope thing, and I don't, but I do. So we're 2 Taurus bulls, which means we're both extremely stubborn. We are hard-headed. We hate to admit when we're wrong. So you put 2 of those in one household, and so it's all, when we fight, it is...
We'll go 2-3 days without speaking to each other.
We really will, and I'm not saying that's healthy.
No, don't do that.
Don't
That's
do
not
that.
what this episode is about.
Jot that down. Number 1, don't do that.
So when I said we do things wrong, we're not the perfect couple. That is a real life example.
But I will say we fight hard, but we love hard too.
Yes, we do.
We are very passionate about each other.
Yes, we do. And I think it shows.
Yeah.
I think it shows to our children. I think it shows to our friends and family. And I think they also know we're a little psycho, too.
A lot psycho.
I was going to go there, but...
Don't try to be kind.
So when we're talking about marriage, please don't think that we are some epic couple. We are not.
I think that's why Ryan likes to always say, don't use marriage goals. Don't use couple goals. Because when you do that, you're putting this expectation on yourself based on what you think another couple is living out. Like,
going back to episode 1, hashtag stay married.
yes, I love it.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to the No Filter Show episodes page. Go check it out, podcast 1, and go listen. Hashtag stay married.
If you point at them, does that help?
That's for my YouTube people. Which, by the way, podcasts come out on Mondays. YouTube podcast comes out on Tuesdays. And shortly the interviews will start and will drop on Wednesdays.
Love it. But I really think it's funny that you keep pointing at them. Like he wants to fist bump you right through the
So
camera.
my littlest one, Connor, who is 1 year old, he's got into fist bumping. He walks up to me when I come in the door, and just
And then you do it like 100 times. You're like, okay, son, we're done with the fist bumping.
until he punches you in the nuts.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Okay, I digress. So why don't you go ahead and take us into this segment? Let's talk about marriage. What are we talking about? How can we help the people that are listening?
Okay, so a while back, don't always mean to reference my blog, but there's actually something you can read on these after you're done listening to it. But I did a review of these books called List to Love By, and I became obsessed with them. We did live chats about them. We did, what did we do? We answered so many things. So many girls went out and bought them to share with their husband, to take on, sometimes just for themselves. Because I understand, and Ryan agrees too, sometimes men aren't as open as women. They're not open with their emotions or their feelings, whereas women were like, let's talk about it. So some of the women went out just to buy it for themselves to see how they could better the marriage, which I applaud you, and I think it's great that you're working to do that. So these are the books. It's List to Love By. One is for husbands and one is for the wives, but it's by Mark and Susan Merrill. They're a married couple, but they've actually had a couple books. So I would call them self-help books, right?
Yeah, so how long do you think we did this review? Like a while back. How long ago?
It wasn't long, because you put on the back that you ended in January, and I think I started it, maybe November?
Yeah, so I finished the whole book January 17th, which are some nice coffee stains in this
Well,
book.
because our kids poured coffee
Good
on
gracious.
books.
Okay, so I know that people grabbed this book. It came out about a week or two after we finished this book and did the review. I would love for you guys to go on Instagram or our Facebook page and let us know if you read this book,
Yes,
if it helped
please.
you, what you liked most about the book, because there was a lot of people that got it. And I would love to go back now 7 months later and to hear the things that have actually come from it. Are you divorced now? Because that, if it didn't work,
Wow.
what didn't work?
Boom.
If you have a better marriage now, what worked and what didn't work? Because those are the things we should key in on. So when we do another marriage podcast, we can be like, this one didn't work because of this reason, and this one did work for people because of this reason.
So one of the chapters, which I think it's chapter 21 in both of our books, but it's 8 creative ways to flirt with your husband, and he has 8 creative ways to flirt with your wives. The reason I chose this chapter is because Ryan said pick a chapter, and I like to flirt with him, just with him.
Stop right there for a second. It's crucial. We have dated very shortly, very passionately, very romantically. It was hot, heated. Then we very quickly went into learning how to become parents.
Ugh.
And after we became parents, we had to learn how to be a couple with a child.
Yes, not just a couple by ourselves.
It's crucial. Like, that transition from couple dating to couple with a child is make or break. And a lot of the times, that will be the issue that will break couples. And you've got to learn how to love the other in a different way. And it's got to get from the hot, passionate dating way to this person is amazing, and they fulfill every aspect of being a husband or wife and taking care of my child.
I think, too, looking back on it, I do understand why people are like, they're not going to make it. Because I do believe that you need that time to date somebody. You need to figure out their likes and dislikes. You need to figure out, how you work as a team through life with no kids. Because once you add in kids, that's a completely different dynamic. But it's easy to flirt when you're only concerned about one person, right? So it's easy for me to put on something cute at night and walk around the room and be like, here I am, daddy.
Yeah.
But when you have to worry about 4 kids, right, running around the house, you have no privacy, it's super hard to flirt. And some people are going to chime in and be like, well, no, if you make it, you can make it. Which I agree. But the reality of it is harder. And so there's, how many tips is it? 8?
Yeah.
There's 8 little tips that I promise you make it a little bit easier just to have that quick moment in time with your spouse so that they realize she's thinking about me or he does love me even through all this chaos.
And what we'll do is we're going to create a Pinterest board that has these 8 tips inside of a blog for the website. So
because we all love Pinterest.
We do. And who doesn't like lists? I know I'm a list person.
I love them.
So Christina's going to create a graphic that says 8 tips to flirt with your husband or wife. And we'll put it onto our Pinterest page. And you can access that through the nofiltershow.com. Up at the top, social media icons is the Pinterest one. Click it.
Okay, so what we have here is we have 8 tips from the female perspective and from the male perspective. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to give you my quick version of it, and then Ryan's going to do his, and you could kind of see how men and women think about flirting, because it's different, but it can also be the same. Okay, so the first one is give them the look. I love this one because I feel that, say we're in a party, and by party I mean like our kid's second birthday.
It used to be the club. Now it's the second.
We had that pool party.
Yeah.
No, but there's a lot of chaos going around, right? And so just to look at your spouse and kind of make that, just that eye contact, like, you know, do the rate. Yeah, hey boo, I see you.
Yeah.
You know, ooh, you looking good, and you don't even have to say anything.
Yes.
They can just like, they're like, oh, she's looking at me. Damn. It means a lot. Nothing has to be done. No money spent. No time taken. It's a simple look.
All right, so step 1 for the guys. Here we go. Leave a note for her. Leave a note on the pillow. Leave a note on the bathroom mirror. Leave it in the car visor. Leave it in her purse. Leave a little note, 1 sentence, something special. It could be as simple as I love you and think you're beautiful. When they find that, they will melt like butter.
Do you remember when you used to leave the little strips?
I used to leave quotes. I printed out a page full of quotes that I thought were awesome, and I'd cut them in little strips and leave them everywhere.
I miss you doing that. I'm totally calling you out right now.
Well, see, look, we've all got stuff to learn. Maybe that's something I need to go back on.
Yes.
All right,
okay.
tip 2.
Tip 2, give him some lip. This one's good.
Wow.
So, it says kiss in the morning, at night, in front of the kids, in front of his friends, anywhere. I think sometimes we get so rushed, and we've actually talked about this. He'll come home from work, or I'll come out from doing something, and we won't even hug each other anymore. It's just like, we just pass by, like, oh, you're here, I'm here, had a great day, love you.
That was the tag team high five.
Yeah, you like that? I felt a spark. Probably because your ring hit my knuckle, but what's your tip 2?
So for guys, it's very similar to the first one. It's leave a note on the car rear view mirror saying, I'm jealous of this mirror because it's looking at you.
Oh, damn!
Yeah, that's a good one. So guys, hopefully your lady isn't listening to this podcast too. Take that tip. I promise you later in the
Tell me
evening.
you wouldn't giggle, ladies. If I saw that, I would be like, this dude.
Hey, it's pretty awesome. I don't care what you say.
Okay, tip
tip
3.
three.
Tip 3, give him some chatter. Tell him you like his hair, his eyes, his hands. I like this one because, again, our days can be so rushed, and especially as parents, everything is about your kids. It's about your kids looking nice, your house looking nice, everything. So if you take a minute and you look at your husband, you're like, I tell Ryan, when Ryan wears a hat, I think he is so sexy.
Which I didn't do this on purpose.
No, you didn't. You totally didn't. He's wearing a hat today, folks. But something about it, I think it brings me back to when we first started dating. I met him, and he was wearing a hat, and I was like, holy shit, he wears that well. So just stop for a second and say something kind that you mean.
Okay, number 3 for the guys. Serve her in a surprising way. So basically what that means is if you don't normally cook and she does the cooking, you surprise her cooking. If she normally
You may get laid because of that.
That's fun. Make it like a candlelit dinner just for the 2 of you. And it could be just simple service acts and acts of service, which are in love languages we will talk about in another podcast. But right now, for the acts of service, do something you don't normally do. Surprise her. That way she's like, wow, what are you up to?
That's exactly what we're going to think. I like that. So,
all right,
are you
tip
cooking
number
dinner
4.
tomorrow? Tip number 4, give him a tease. Okay, this one says, say you're like out and about, do something to just provoke his mind or provoke his senses, but knowing that it can't go any further than just playful banter. So like say you're sitting at like a work dinner or you're out to eat, just like playing with his hand or rubbing his knee under the table. Like don't get disgusting about it, but have fun with it. Like he's your husband. Like you're allowed to touch him and not get in trouble for it. So
tip number 4 for the guys. Text her when you get up and text her when you go to bed. That way she knows you're the first person she's thinking about and the last person that you're thinking about. Now, it could be, you got to do it before you're laying next to her.
I was just going to say.
That really
so
does
weird.
not work.
So you send me a text, but you don't look at me and say, I love you so much?
No. What you do is you send it after she falls asleep or schedule it.
Yes.
That'll be a tip that I'll teach y'all, is scheduling your text messages. But you can schedule it so when she wakes up, she saw that you were the last person. And then if you wake up later than she does, there's that text, if she's already up and going, that she's the first person. She will love it.
Good. I like that. Tip number 5 for the women, give them a creative thought. This one's actually pretty cool, but they say to use, what is it? Like little acronyms. Like theirs was, I think it says Shimley, see how much I love you. But they would find ways to leave that acronym around the house, whether it was like they put flour on the table and they wrote it out, or say there was fog on the window, they would write it there. But it's just find little ways in your own family to do fun things. Like hers was love you like a chocolate chip cookie. But just something that's between you and him, so when he sees it somewhere, he's like, oh wow, like she's thinking about me. Through all the chaos of the day or all the running around, like she stopped for a second and thought about me.
We're on number 5?
Yes.
All right, number 5 for the guys is come up with something corny but fun to tell her or to email her. So basically what I mean is you must be overdue from the library because you've got fine written all over you.
I will tell you.
Can I get a fry to go with that shake?
No.
No, that doesn't work.
No,
Okay.
it doesn't.
But you could search some goofy options on the internet, and by emailing those things or telling them something corny, yes, it is super corny.
But it would make you laugh.
100%. And it will break any tension. So if you're in an argument...
And you're not speaking for 3 days.
You're not speaking for 3 days, I can be like, are you from the library?
No.
Because... Are you overdue? Because you got fine written all over you.
And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to walk out of the room. No.
Hey, argument would be over though.
No, it wouldn't, because I'd be laughing too hard.
Okay, we're taking a break.
Break!
Boom, 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 boom. Hip-hop trivia!
Oh, shit.
She has no idea.
Look, I was like bumming with him. I was like, oh, look, he's doing pretty good, white boy. And then I was like, oh, great. Now
Yep.
it's going to make me look like a dumbass.
So now, I know we've talked about this for weeks. We've gone back and forth on Instagram stories. We didn't even talk about this before we started taping or recording. We're doing hip-hop trivia, Tina.
I know, but I'm just awful at it. Like, I already know I'm going to be... laugh it up, folks.
All right, here we go. Are you ready?
No.
All right, so... For those of you who don't know, it's hip-hop trivia time. I've been wanting to do this with Christina for a few weeks.
I'm awful.
We go back and forth on our Instagram stories. She has no idea about this segment, and it's time to break it down. We'll give you the last 3 tips of our marriage session right after this, but we've got to take a hip-hop trivia break.
Oh, God.
All right, you ready?
No.
Okay, here we go. First one. What is 50 Cent's real name?
Curtis Jackson.
Correct.
That's probably the one I'm going to know, folks.
Okay. All right, that was a warm-up. All right, who's saying Express Yourself? NWA, Run DMC, The Fugees, or Bob Marley?
The Fugees. Oh.
Run DMC or NWA? They both sang a song called Express Yourself.
So that was a trick question that you tried to make me look like a fool.
No, I actually gave you 2 chances to get it right out of 4.
Well, that just shows you how bad I am at this.
And you definitely should have known it wasn't Bob Marley.
I didn't say Bob Marley.
I know, so that way your odds were even better to get it right. All right, here we go. Number 3. Who sang the album The Red Light District? Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. Okay, number 6. Who was featured on the Missy Elliott Lose Control song? Sierra and Timberland, Sierra and Fat Man Scoop,
Nope.
Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre,
Nope.
Jay-Z and Eminem.
The first one.
Sierra and Timberland?
Yes.
You are correct.
Yay!
You also could have said Sierra and Fat Man Scoop. They were both part of that. So,
I don't like that you're giving me double options because that makes me overthink it. I just want to let you know that.
I'm not even telling you the double options.
Anyways.
You're doing pretty good.
I know I am, so keep on going.
You're doing
Let's do
pretty good.
this.
I am actually surprised.
I know it's making you think I'm pretty sexy.
All right,
keep
number
going.
7. How many members of their G Unit?
G-U-N.
4, 5, 6, or 7?
Well, they rolled D, so I'm going to say like 7. Dang it. 4.
It could be.
What is this? That's not even trivia. If you're getting more than one answer.
It could be 5 or 6, depending
Would it
on...
want to drop out?
Yeah.
Go. What's the next one?
You still didn't get either one of those.
You are being hurtful.
All right. We're going to go to M&M.
Okay, I like it.
What is M&M's clothing brand called?
Oh, good.
Shady Sport, Shady Limited, Shady Supreme, Shady Incorporated.
Shady Incorporated.
Shady Limited.
Oh, man.
Okay, 2 more.
Go.
Number 9. What was Tupac's first album called?
I'm going to shoot everyone on the streets.
Oh my. Oh my. I might as well just give you the answer.
I can't.
I'm speechless right now. If
You
you
were
just
so
got
offended.
offended by that, I absolutely apologize for her. Holy crap.
My husband can't even look at me right now. Go.
Loyal to the Game,
Yes.
Tupacalypse, Thug Life.
You're
and
making
that's
it up right now.
And that's it.
Thug Life.
You picked the one that it was not. Loyal to the Game, Tupacalypse Now.
Oh, that was the name of it?
Yeah, and I broke it up in 2 answers. So you could have gotten either one out of the 3.
Go.
All right.
I feel like you're just purposely making these questions.
No.
Go.
I'm going right off of this trip.
Folks, you see that he's trying to set me up for failure. I just want to put that out
All
there.
right, last one. We are going to... Biggie Smalls. Okay, do you know who Biggie Smalls is?
Are you being... Just go. Yes.
He went to school with 2 of the 4 people I am going to tell you.
Puff Diddy, Daddy
Oh,
Puffy.
wow. Okay. I'm going to read this. Who did Biggie Smalls go to school with? A, Puff Daddy.
Yes.
2, Damon Dash. 3, Jay-Z. 4, Nas.
Puff Daddy. Diddy. Doggy Doo. And
Dickie Doggy Doo.
look, tell me he hasn't had 50 gazillion names. Like, I'm all about rebranding, folks. I want it to happen.
Okay, I'm cutting her off. Neither of them, Damon Dash, who we used to be partners with, and Jay-Z.
Damon Dash. Not...
Yeah. His wife was on the reality show, or ex-wife.
No, Damon... Who's the one that does Shark Tank?
No, that's not Damon Dash. Way different. Way
I
different.
tried.
Okay, so...
It's a white girl dancing. What?
hip-hop trivia is done.
And I failed.
Okay, folks, we're going right back into the final segment. We're going to still talk about our 8 tips. We have given you 5 already. We're going to go into 6, 7, and 8. Christina, give us 6.
Number 6, give them a peek. So,
I like that.
I know you would. That's why I paused, because I'm like, watch, she's going to have something to say.
I love that.
It says, you are married, his body is yours. But it just says that some girls like to wear flannel pajamas, right? That's not sexy. I'm the kind of girl, I wear sweatpants and a t-shirt. However, it does say that sometimes take advantage of like prettier little nightgowns or something like lacy because your husband likes it. And yes, there could be a plethora of children running around your house, but once in a while, put them to bed, stay up a little later, just give them a little peek.
I love that. And I like to peek. As men, we like to peek. I mean, look at everything on social media, television, magazines. It is set up for failure for men to peek. So
that's a whole nother discussion. That would be a good one. Yes, it would.
So, but when it's our wife, it's an okay peek, and I love that.
You're so...
All right, number 6. Turn on your favorite song on your smartphone and dance in the kitchen with her when she least expects it. I do this quite a bit.
Well, that's because we have Google. Or don't we have Google?
We have the Google Home, and we also have Alexa.
And she plays some romantic music.
I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan. For anybody that does not know, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra
Give them the Rat Pack.
And Biggie Smalls. Don't get me wrong. But I love
very diverse, folks.
It is. Hey, I came from Ocean Lakes.
We both did, and I'm not that diverse.
Okay. But I love putting on some Frank Sinatra and grabbing her and dancing. It's something I did when we were dating. It's something I randomly will do time to time now. It will absolutely change any mood or any situation that is going on. If your wife's depressed, if your wife's having a hard day, if your wife is stressed out from the kids, throw on a song, dance, even if you look like a complete fool or idiot.
Nobody's watching.
That's right. Your kids are. And that's what the most important part is.
You want to hear a fun fact about me and Ryan? When we first started dating, we would, you know how like when you first start dating somebody, you like text for like 6 hours at a time. And you're like, Jesus Christ, just pick up the phone. But we were doing like, tell me something about yourself. And he was like, well, I really like Frank Sinatra. I kid you not, to this day I tell him, that won me over. I was like, this dude who seems so like, not rough around the edges, but like he was a little hard. I was like, he likes Frank Sinatra?
I was waiting to hear what adjective.
I know. Did you see me? I was like, don't offend anybody. I'm good for that. But yeah, no, dance. Dance with me. I love it.
Dance like nobody's watching.
Because nobody is.
All right, number 7.
Give them a romantic night out. This is good, and it's one that I have to work on because I love when Ryan plans our date nights. I love when he makes the plans, when he sets it up, because I think as a mom, we're constantly navigating life, right? We're like, okay, kid has to go here, babysitter's coming at this time, we have this event and this sport. That when it comes time to dating, we're like, Jesus Christ, somebody else just planned it for me. I want to relax. But it says in here, he needs this just as much as you do. So plan it, prepare for it, save it, make it a memory. Go old school, relive early romantic days, and make it an adventure. So I think I'm reading this to you, but I'm also taking it in and noting it for myself.
That's funny.
So I'm going to jot that down.
I actually just thought that same thing with this next one for the guys. Number 7 says, get dressed up, go outside, knock on the door, and ask her out on a date.
Oh my...
Like,
I don't know why I want to cry. I love that.
How cool would that be? And as I was sitting here reading it, she's crying for real.
I really am. Like, I'm going to cry, guys. Do you know how special that would be?
And see, that right there is the reaction that
I'm really crying. Yes, I'm an emotional fool.
No, it just means that you care and that you're in love. That's what that means. So, but realistically, that would be something super cool. And when I was sitting here reading it as she was discussing hers, I was like, man, that would be pretty awesome. And the kids they would get a kick out of it.
Yes.
They would absolutely laugh. You could get them in on it to help you sell it. I mean, it would be great. So,
well, even your daughter seeing that, do you know how wonderful that would be for
Ireland? Or
even
doing that for your daughter.
Oh, yeah, I would lose it then too. Oh, Lord. Okay, so
I think number 7 on both sides is
pretty good.
Hey, star that one, highlight it.
Yeah.
Stop it right here, rewind it, because that right there is what is going to change the marriage completely.
I agree. Absolutely. I only said it once. Okay, number 8, final tip. Give him a romantic night in. And this kind of goes back to the quick tip in the beginning about saving on babysitters. It says, if you're out of money or out of babysitters, create a night in. And they give you a ton of tips. You know, picnic under the stars in the backyard, do a scavenger hunt that ends in the bathroom. Well, get in there too. Or in the bedroom. One final thought, even if the kids act grossed out, you're not showing them that it's anything bad. You're showing that you're in love with their dad. And nothing bad can come out of that for kids to see that their parents are constantly making an effort to love each other.
Okay. I think that's great. Everything about that is great. And that kind of ties into the guy's number 8. It's post a sincere, unexpected comment of praise on our Facebook or Twitter page. Don't showboat, come from the heart and do it unexpectedly and make it all about her and basically tell her how much she means the world to you. And there's many ways you can show your wife that you still dig her after the years. And being able to do that, not every tip we just shared with you is going to work.
Yeah.
There might be 2 that you could take and you could actually use and put into your everyday life, and that will absolutely change the way that you have a marriage. And the kids are going to act grossed out. The kids are going to laugh. But what it is going to do is going to show you that they're into their mom. And it's also going to set an expectation for them that flirting in a healthy relationship is the standard. Yeah, absolute standard in the way to live by. Then they will not settle for anything less.
Well, I think it's good that you said that because I was hoping you were going to say it, but I come from a divorced family, and I love my mom and dad, so this isn't a, crap on them. They know that. Sometimes marriages don't work, and I totally respect it. However, my point to this is, nowadays, there are so many people getting divorced, and these kids think that that's normal, and why wouldn't they? They're seeing it everywhere. Well, if it's hard, you get a divorce. If you can't do this, you get a divorce. It's just everywhere. So for kids to see a healthy, loving, not always happy, not always on the same page, because that's okay, because that shows them that they're normal, but to show that through all of that heartache and all of the struggles that they go through, that their mom and dad are each other's number one fans and that they love each other and they'll do anything, that's a standard to set for our kids. And I think especially in the next generations, because think about it, we're the kids, or, even the teenagers now are the kids that are seeing most of the divorce. If they could start...
50% of couples are divorced right now.
Isn't that sad?
It's terrible.
And I don't say it in a disrespectful way or in any... I don't think we come from a place where it's like, oh, you're divorced. It's like, listen, we get it. I come from divorce. I'm not hating on anybody. And I think, too, I need to put that out there sometimes as people look at, especially when I write blogs about, don't get divorced or how you cannot get divorced. It's not saying that I think any less of people that do. I don't think less of my parents. I understand that if something happened. But I do think that people need to talk about, hey, you're having a shitty time in your marriage. Don't give up on each other. There are times I genuinely want to punch Ryan in the face. And I know that's not right. But it's true. There are times, he can attest to this. We'll sit out back and be like, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? And genuinely be like, I don't think I want to be in this home with you anymore. But then we sit down and we take a breath and we go, but I love you so much that even in this dark pit of a hole that we're in, I couldn't imagine doing life with anybody but you. And I think that more people need to stop thinking that there's this easy way out. Like, well, I'm bored with you. Okay, well, I'm going to be bored with the next guy that I go to if it's not him. So make it fun. You fell in love with him for a reason, and find that reason again. Sorry, that was a huge ramble.
No, I thought it was awesome. I mean, you summed up everything that I was thinking. And in the beginning of this show, we talked about we're not perfect, and we're far from it. And we have a lot to learn as a couple.
Yeah, we do.
But we're willing to learn. And that is the biggest thing. You cannot shut that door. You have got to keep it open. You're going to be in the wrong. Your spouse is going to be in the wrong. Your kids are going to be in the wrong.
Yep.
Nobody's perfect. We're never perfect. We just simply try to be the best we can and understand the other person's perspective. And if you can do that, keep that door open of communication, you'll figure it out. And the very last thing about this is what we call taking the next step. So on this, and I want to see the comments on Instagram. I do want to see the comments on Facebook. What did you do with your wife when you first started dating, when she married you? I want you to think back what you guys did to flirt, what you guys did to have fun, and let us know what that is. And then tell us how you're going to redo that now. And tell us what you're going to do.
I would be excited to read those.
I think it would be awesome.
Plus, think about it. When you're writing that stuff and when you're like having to relive it, I know that when I relive like the first time I met Ryan, I get like butterflies. Like I feel like I'm like some teen in school. I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. But when you get to take yourself out of the moment and go back to a place that was easy breezy, there's something so fun about that. And so do it. I can't wait to read those. So please interact on this one because I love a little like flirtatious stuff.
Yeah, leave a comment on the website. And while you're there, leave us a review on iTunes. You can subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on Stitcher. That's for Android. You can subscribe on iTunes. You can subscribe on SoundCloud. You can subscribe on Google Play, Google Music. We're everywhere, and we want to be there for you guys. We want you to enjoy our show. We want feedback, and we love to hear more about you guys.
Yes.
So, let us know. Let us know your thoughts. And with that,
are we out?
show 3 is a wrap.
Boom, baby. High five. I liked it.
I thought that was awesome.
Yes, cheers.
You too.
What did you call it last time? Extra credit. This is your extra credit for the day.
Extra credit. Hey, this is the after the show. It's the after party, and after the party, it's the hotel lobby, and
Christina's about to fall out of a chair because she's trying to back up.
she got that white girl dance. Hey,
There's all kinds.
go to the down below this and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
And then tell Ryan how many times he pointed at you in this video. You did it a lot.
Yes.